The waters off Northeast Asia are witnessing a subtle but significant shift in military dynamics. As the summer of 2025 unfolds, Chinese and Russian naval forces are conducting joint maritime exercises, operations that could reshape regional security balances. In late July, Chinese warships quietly arrived at the Russian naval port of Vladivostok. Their destination, a 5-day joint exercise with the Russian Pacific Fleet. While presented as routine, these drills have raised questions about deepening strategic coordination between two of the world's most powerful militaries. The maneuvers involve a range of naval vessels. Russia has deployed an anti-submarine ship, a modern guided missile frigate, a rescue ship, and a diesel-electric submarine. China, for its part, sent 2 advanced destroyers, a supply vessel, and a submarine rescue ship. A Chinese diesel-electric submarine is also believed to be participating, although it traveled submerged, passing through the Tsushima Strait undetected by Japanese and South Korean monitors. This detail alone points to the sophisticated underwater capabilities of the Chinese Navy. It also underscores the joint exercise's focus: maritime search and rescue, and more critically, anti-submarine warfare. This marks the first time submarines have been formally included in a China-Russia bilateral exercise. Notably, they're expected to simulate adversarial roles, pushing both sides to refine their detection, tracking, and response strategies. Why does this matter? Both Beijing and Moscow have invested heavily in underwater forces. Russia, constrained by economic challenges, has prioritized its submarine fleet over surface vessels. In recent years, the Russian Pacific Fleet has received multiple new submarines, including 2 nuclear-powered and 1 diesel-electric submarine just in 2022 alone. China, too, has been expanding its undersea capabilities. Its participation in these exercises signals a desire to test and develop those assets in real-world, multinational scenarios. The inclusion of submarine rescue operations is also notable. Both nations dispatched dedicated rescue ships, highlighting not just technical preparedness, but a growing intent to support each other in emergencies, especially if a submarine were to encounter trouble in contested or remote waters. The Western Pacific is already a high-stakes environment. The U.S. Navy has significantly increased its undersea presence in the region, deploying more nuclear submarines to bases like Guam. These vessels frequently visit ports in allied nations, including Japan and South Korea. Both countries, particularly Japan, maintain robust submarine fleets of their own. This context explains the heavy focus on anti-submarine warfare in the current drills. By practicing detection, counter-detection, and evasion techniques together, China and Russia aim to refine their responses to the presence of U.S., Japanese, and South Korean submarines in nearby waters. The strategic implications go beyond mere training. These joint exercises suggest a deepening military understanding between Beijing and Moscow, even if no formal alliance exists. The frequency of joint operations has increased, ranging from naval and air patrols to strategic exercises, signaling a pattern of growing alignment in both tactical and geopolitical terms. Observers are now watching to see what happens next. After past joint drills, Chinese and Russian naval vessels have conducted follow-on patrols around Japan and into the North Pacific. A key question is whether submarines will join these extended missions, and whether they'll surface or remain hidden. A visible post-exercise presence would send a clear geopolitical signal, especially to nations within the U.S. security umbrella in Asia. Even if the submarines stay submerged, their involvement in these joint operations reflects a new level of operational trust between the two countries. This comes at a time of increasing global uncertainty. Strategic partnerships are shifting, and the lines between peacetime coordination and contingency planning are becoming increasingly blurred. While the exercises remain defensive in nature, the underlying message is hard to ignore. China and Russia are building deeper military coordination, particularly in domains like submarine warfare where stealth, reach, and technical precision matter most. This cooperation doesn't necessarily mean a formal military alliance is on the horizon, but it does indicate a shared interest in contesting maritime dominance in the Indo-Pacific, challenging the presence of Western forces, and exploring new mechanisms for joint defense. As these exercises unfold in the Sea of Japan, they serve as a reminder of how rapidly the balance of power at sea is evolving. For observers in Europe, North America, and the broader Indo-Pacific, it's a development worth watching, carefully and continually.